I went to see my mom today. My mom is 80 years old. And we had a cogent conversation. We talked for about 4.5, 5 hours. Me, her, the grandkids, wife, we all talked. She didn't lose pace. She wasn't start talking about coconut emojis or any craziness, like nothing out of left field came. Like, where'd that come from, Grandma? Mom, what's going on? No awkward stare at the wife. You're like, oh, mom's not right. No, none of that at all. Just a very lucid conversation. So it's not just age, it's something else. And I almost didn't do a show tonight. I was going to call in and tell you guys, hey, guys, look, I went to see my mom. I've been meaning to see her, and it's been far too long, like 9 months or something. And we just got back. We drove up. We drove back, and I have nothing. I haven't prepared. And I was going to say, hey, guys, the message was going to be, guys, go see your mom. Go love on your mom. Go love on your dad. People that love you, go see them. And I'm so glad I had an opportunity to do that. And the tragedies that I've experienced over the last year or so had me almost fearful to go see her, because I just know it just opened, like I'm trying to recover from other stuff. And I'm like, this is just like, I love my mom so much, man. I don't know what I'm going to do, But, go see your people. Go love on your people while you got a chance. It's highly recommended. And I was going to just say, hey, that's it, Buck. I talked to Buck. I say, Buck's like, we're going to have a show tonight, because I told him I was going to see my mom. And he was like, he hit me like 9, 10, you'll have a show. I was like, yeah. I was literally still on the road at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to have a show. I'm just going to let the people know there's no show. But I don't want to stand my people up, because I love my people, man. They're letting me rally back this channel to something respectable. It's something I can feel good about. So the last thing I want to do is leave them hanging. And then as I was pulling up, man, I was looking at X, and I was looking at the comments, man. I ran across this tweet from this woman, this oozing with this anger and frustration and sadness and turmoil, because she doesn't think that people want Kamala Harris to be president. And I'm reading this, and I'm like, God, I got something to talk about tonight, man. This is the worst thing in the world. What has Kamala Harris done in her life that would make you think she would be the person? But see, then I realized they don't care about the person being the person to do anything for their country or for their kids or for their grandkids. They are good. They don't care about that. They just want a figurehead. They just want someone that checks a box for them to say, hey, we got a female president. They do not care what the person is. Because the last thing that Kamala Harris shows anybody with the ability to hear and see and judge a human being is leadership. That's the last thing she shows. I've never felt confident like she could take over this country. I don't feel confident with Biden either. But I don't remember people like crying and saying, oh my God, if we don't get Biden was a fallback position for people. They were like, well, we don't want Trump again, so we got to get Biden. There are people that are so comfortable in this life, they don't need nothing. It doesn't matter to these people, man, that we got a country that's going to hell, man. They really don't care. What they care about is they can be able to say, I had an Asian president, or I had an Indian president, or I had a female president, or I had a black female president, or whatever. That's all they care about. And then I say, damn, Sam, you being hypocritical. How'd you feel about Obama? I say, no, I'm not being hypocritical. Obama, he had me fooled. And I wasn't paying attention to politics like that in 2008. I was normal. Now I've been paying attention. And I'm no longer fooled by Obama. I was done with Obama by 2012. I didn't know the black woman would die at three times the rate of white woman just having babies, man. I didn't know. We're 13% of the population, but 40% of the homeless population. I had no idea of that. How could you elect somebody with no plan to fix that? I mean, and I hate to say it because it really shouldn't matter what color you are, but how can you be black and know that number and then want to elect someone who has no agenda on fixing that and be okay with yourself and not make demands for her to become that? How could you do that? Now we could throw in there's a lot of other things. Oh, by the way, 50% of homeless families are black. And it's like, how could you be a woman and know this? Maybe they don't know anything to black. Maybe they don't have any idea about this stuff. But it just seems like there's a total shift, man. There's the people that are, there's the elites, and then there's everybody else, man. There are people that can be concerned with appearances, and then there are people that need things to work for them. You know what I'm saying? There's the serious people, and then there are the people that just want the show. You know? They just want the show. They just want things to look a certain way. They just want something to smile about. Hey, Kamala's doing it, man. Did you see what the shoes she had on? She had on these great shoes. They don't need anything else to work. They don't need the minimum wage to keep up with inflation. They don't need for marijuana to be legalized across the country. They don't need us to empty the prisons of all people of nonviolent offenders for drugs of any kind. Like, they don't need any of these things. They don't need actual SBA loans that go to Black Americans instead of the 2% of SBA loans that go to us now. They don't need that to work for them because they're good. Because somebody white, probably that they work for, the company that they work for, that pays them, they feel good right now. So until the bottom drops out for them, hey, man, they don't give a shit what Kamala knows or doesn't know. They don't care if she looks like a drunk wine mom every time we've heard her speak over the last 3 or 4 years. They don't care about that. And they'll call me a woman hater for caring about that. They'll call me a woman hater. They'll say you're misogynistic and a hater of black women for saying, hey, why this black woman? Why can't you go get somebody that actually knows something about policy, that actually talks about policy? Kamala Harris doesn't talk about policy. I've never heard her have an actual real policy debate. All I hear is word salad and deflection and whatever a handler's told her to say. And just repeat that, repeat that, repeat that, repeat that, repeat that. I'm at a loss, man. I'm at a loss. Taraji P. Henson got out here and browbeat us and did this stupid old whatever, this commercial with Kamala Harris, and it's like, and they people clapped. They clapped for that. Now I kind of get why they clap, because they're rich people who are doing very well and they don't care about them. I mean, yeah, of course they'll do whatever the Democrats want them to do, because the Democrats are in touch with, it's Hollywood. Hollywood and Democrats go hand in hand, and they run Hollywood, and they gotta dance to that tune, man. I get it, man, but it doesn't mean it's not disgusting, man. It doesn't mean it's that horrific, because it is horrific. It's horrific. How is Kamala going to fix any problems that we have at all? Has she talked about fixing any problems that you know about? And then other than that, they're talking about Michelle Obama. So let me get this right. It's not even a concern that Michelle Obama. What does Michelle Obama know about policy? She hasn't shown a sign at all. She don't even want the job. And I got morons saying we should make it be Michelle Obama be a nominee just because she a black woman. And I'm like, man, cut all this. Cut it all, man. Stop everything, Johnson. This can't be. And I feel like I got to say something loud and clear because they'll call me a woman hater or a black woman hater, but it ain't going to hit the same way it'll hit for white folks or Latino folks. Well, I guess Asian folks can say it because she's part Asian without being called racist. But, since she has a darker colored skin, I guess they can't really. So I'm like, it's kind of like my duty to say this. To be what Stephen A. wants to try to be, but he's not, because that dude ain't nothing but controlled opposition when he talks. He's just trying to get views. He's a shallow, he's an empty suit. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith is an empty suit. He's gaming the system. He doesn't care about anything. Care about anything but making this podcast bigger. So, there are people that need policies to work for them because, they're dying out here. And they don't need y'all doing stuff for performative purposes where you just get to feel good for 2 seconds. Like there are kids there are older folks. There's all these people, man. The lies can't win this time. The lies and the goofies can't win this time. It's too serious. The lies and the liars and the goofies and the sellouts cannot win this time. The shallow people can't win this time. The people that just want to pick out a nice apartment or a walk up in Georgetown or DuPont Circle here in DC, overpriced, gentrified area, just, move their kids to, I don't know, one of these preppy schools that the Obamas went to, Sidwell Friends or something. I think that's what it is. Those people can't win this time, man. This is too serious what we got going on. So they want to tell us it's serious and that Trump is the second coming of Lucifer, and then they want to run somebody who's a joke. Who's a joke. And then we got people losing their minds, because they know that people don't want to support it. And they want to make it because she's a black woman. Hey, look, dog, that's not how I feel. If she was impressive, if she was serious, she doesn't even seem serious. She's never serious. Who laughs that much? She laughs more than Kevin Hart in interviews. How can you laugh more than Kevin Hart in interviews? How can you take her serious? She laughs like she's a fool. She talks like she's a fool, and she giggles and laughs like a fool and important stuff. That nervous laugh shit is not cute. He's 50-something. This is not some little girl in pigtails. She can take people to war and kill kids and drop bombs on people, and she is vacuous. We're not even going to go there. I'm not even going to waste your time by going down her record right now. I've done 30 videos on her over the years. With prepared remarks, even with prepared remarks, she sucks. Well, you know what, black woman, if you want Kamala Harris, you don't want what's best for the black community. You just don't. You just want any old thing. You want performative. You want the appearance of doing well. You want all the wrong things for all the wrong reasons, man. That's what you want. I mean, Obama fooled us, and he was up against Hillary. Everyone felt good about Obama because he was talking about hope and change. What is Kamala going to talk about? Well, the one good thing about it, and I mentioned this yesterday, is if you do force the issue, Democrats, actually, black women, I'm pushing for you to push for Kamala. Go in and push for her so that you can find out what I found out. Maybe then we will be on the same page, because up to now, we are not on the same page politically. But okay, go ahead. I want you to say, screw you, Tim. Go to hell, Tim Black. We want Kamala. Screw you. Who knows you? Who cares about you, Tim Black? You're irrelevant. We like D.L. Hughley. Fine. Have your D.L. Hughley. Have your Steve Harvey. Take him. Take Earthquake. Take Pliers. Take Pliers or Pios, whatever his name is. Go ahead. Go do your thing. And what I'm hoping for you, man, is that when the Democrats reject you and let you know what they think about you, really, you'll know how we feel. then you'll really know how black men feel. See, you haven't been rejected. They pacify you. They pretend to like you. They don't, or they wouldn't hate your men so much. See, they know you are suffering from being in America so long and being mistreated by America so long that you're longing for the appreciation to be demonstrated, to show that they pretend like they care about black women, but they don't, because they would never degrade black men in front of you, which further hurts the black family. They would never do that if they cared about you. They don't care about you. They don't. You can't care about a woman if you try to belittle her man. If you try to emasculate her man, you can't care about that woman. And what they like Van Jones when he's crying. That's the only time they like Van Jones. What does Tim Scott got to do? He's got to cry and lower himself. Why? Because that's what he's got to do. Because that's the only time they want either one of these parties respect black men is when they're groveling and crying or buck dancing for a white guy. That's the only time, and you're falling for it. But now maybe once you get treated the same way, then maybe we'll be on the same page and you'll realize that you are 100 years late with this. You'll realize, hey, they don't love me either. And then we get ourselves a new party. And we will lead these white people that get it, and we'll lead these Latinos and Asians and Native Americans, who I don't mention enough. What's up, bruh? What's up, sis? The Asians, everybody, we can all go and build something new. But you gotta go through this. You gotta feel it. You gotta feel maybe you gotta feel what I felt. When it's a brother standing over there, when it was Barack Obama, and he went to them black people and said, hey man, don't complain to me. I don't want to hear no complaints, put your pants up. He said that. The struggling black people, he said, pull your pants up. Yeah, I know about this, and I know about that, and I know about this, and I know about that. Hey, don't make excuses. I'm not here for excuses. Put your pants up, Pookie. He made it about the way people dressed. He made a fashion faux pas be the reason for the school to prison pipeline. He made that be the reason for missing dads. He made that be the reason for kids going to war because they couldn't afford college. He made it seem like it was them, that they are the architects of their own demise. And that feeling, it felt to realize what he was really doing. So now they can't slide. You can't slide. You can't slide a Westmore past me now because I'm hip. I get it. I figured it out. I got y'all. I know what time it is. So I know that when Westmore signed that bill over there for that marijuana to get rid of those marijuana possession charges, then when I saw what he also did on the other hand, one hand, he signs the deal for the marijuana expungement, not the expungement, the pardoning. He pardoned people with simple marijuana possession on their record. On one hand, on the other hand, he wiped away mechanisms were there to help young children, young kids, 10 to 12, avoid juvenile detention centers. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but juvenile detention centers in Maryland are horrific. They're like gladiator camps. They're like a bunch of essays was happening there. A lot of hurt things were going on in these juvenile detention centers. He wiped away the mechanisms that were put in place before him by the Republican governor to help them avoid going to jail. He said we got to get tougher on our 10 to 12-year-olds. So one way he made it so less people have to go to jail for weed. And on the other hand, he made it so he widened the pipeline for prison for little kids. That's what he did. Because some juvenile detention centers don't do nothing but prepare you to be a criminal. They ain't divert nothing. What's the recidivism, that's the word, recidivism rate for kids going to juvie. So my thing is, once I saw Obama, once I've got it, once it punched me in the gut, I figured it out. You can't slide a Westmore past me. You can't slide a Byron Donalds past me. If you're a Republican, that ain't working. We all could see Tim Scott a mile away. Oh, come on. Oh, please, Tim, please, don't make it about race. Stop talking about me. Let's not do this. You know it's wrong when you talk about Black people having to have pride in themselves and wanting to build their communities. It's just wrong. Yeah, I saw him a mile away, man. I don't even need the volume up on the TV to see he's full of shit. So maybe Black women got to go through that, man, but it's still disheartening, man, that so many of us are so detached that we okay with Joe Biden to begin with, and then to be okay with his VP, and to be talking as if this person doesn't win. So in a way, I want you to feel that way, because I want you to fall hard. I want you to get some tough love. So I'm tired of hearing about the zaddy Democratic Party. I'm tired of hearing this. I'm tired of people pretending that the Democratic Party is full of saints and that the Democratic Party got our back. And if it wasn't for the Democratic Party, and the Klan is Republicans, and the Democratic Party are the Black Panthers, and it ain't nothing even remotely right about that equation and that narrative. I got sellouts on the Democratic plantation saying garbage. Saying that Black Republicans grift off their skin, and we got Black people clapping and agreeing with it, not even considering maybe Democrats who are Black and in politics or in media are grifting off their skin. Never even crossed their minds. It's like, so something's got to happen. And if you got to get your feelings crushed, like, you know what I'm saying, when you got to get your feelings hurt, okay. Maybe you got to get your feelings hurt. Maybe you got to come home and she cleaned out your crib and there ain't nothing in there for you to realize, don't take everybody to your house. Maybe people telling you that you was living foul, that you need to start checking people out a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, you get off light. You come home and your stuff's gone. Instead of you come home and there's 3 goons waiting on you and they beat you to death or shoot you in your own crib. You know, maybe this will teach you. This will learn you. Maybe that's got to happen. Maybe Black women got to come home and find that all their stuff is gone, even their red bottoms. They got to come home and find out somebody that took the Birkin bag. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Went through the panty drawer and just poured battery acid on it or something. Maybe they got to feel that, go, oh my God, I am not living right. Because just telling them ain't working. It ain't working if you believe in Kamala or Joe Biden. It ain't working. We need a third party. We need a third party like we need air. We need a third party like Flint needs that settlement. We need a third party. We need more parties and more options. And we need to pressure both of these political parties that are attached at the breastbone. They are attached. Black meat and white meat, what difference does it make? One is just a little bit oilier. Look, yo. So yeah, it is disheartening as hell that we have people. It's disheartening as hell that I had people that I thought kind of had this down. They understood it, man. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's going to take that, man. Maybe it's going to take you falling hard and realizing it. Now, it ain't everybody. I got some sisters, man, that are on game like hell. I got sisters that have helped bring me along. I had sisters that pulled my collar long ago, and I appreciate the hell out of those sisters that know what time it is and aren't falling for the okie doke. So this is not by any means me indicting all Black women. It's just I haven't seen that many guys doing this, but I know that there's a lot of goofy dudes that's running around. They programmed by the system. Some of them caping for the women that's in their lives, and some of them are just dumb. Okay, so here's the deal, man. If the policy ain't right, if there is no clear agenda, that's going to change the lives of the people that are struggling right now, then you got to reject it out of principle. You got to reject that person out of principle and demand that they go back and fix it, that they go back, retool, and come back with a plan that works. That's your obligation. That's the whole purpose of you. We got kids that need you to vote correctly. We have kids that need you to use your platforms, not to fatten your pockets and get check cuts, get check cuts, get your checks cut from the DNC and from other DNC-related events and campaigns and all the other crap that you guys do on the DL. We know what you do, DL Hughley. We know how you roll. We know what it really is, okay? But we need you to forego that and to see the bigger picture. We need you to actually give a damn about. We need you to give a damn about the people. We need you to give a damn about these people that you like talking stuff about, that you care about, that you say you care about whenever we get shot by cops. We need you to care about all the kids, all the poor people, all the people struggling, all the people that's trying to build a business, who don't have the resources, who can't get the SBA loan, who didn't get the SBA loan. All the people who haven't bounced back from the pit that they fell in with the subprime mortgages, all the homes that were lost. And stop living off this lie that somehow Biden has increased wealth and closed the racial wealth gap. He hasn't. White folks, we need you to wake up and see this culture war stuff. This is a distraction from your money. That's all you need to know. You ain't got to care about nothing else I'm saying. Just realize it's a distraction from the money for you. That's all it is. That's why you're arguing over who gets to go in whose locker room. It's like 10 people, man. 10 people. Figure it out. Make 2 lockers. Moving on. Let's get back to this money part, though. Let's get back to the paper, because that's a distraction, and we're going to have philosophical debates about who's going to read a book in front of where, if a drag queen can read a book. We don't have time for this. If somebody was on a Coors Light can, you know how stupid that is? What kind of life do you must be doing pretty well where it can come down to that, where your politics is boiled down to who is on a promotional can. It ain't even in a store. It's in his house, her house. It was in her house. We got to hear this every time we turn around. So white people, what you got to do, what I'm asking you to do, is to pull your head out your ass on the culture war nonsense. I don't care what Sean Hannity's talking about. I don't give a damn what Tucker's talking about. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what Joe Rogan's talking about, okay? He ain't talking about nothing really substantive. Oh, I'm smart, so let's have a conversation. And then this other guy's really smart. Let's talk a whole lot. Let's talk for 3 hours about nothing that changes our lives fundamentally, changes our actual lives. Interesting shit, but not important at all to people that are up against it. Nothing actually about changing the actual physical condition of the lives of the people that are listening to that show. You just got a bunch of detached, bored, lazy, uninterested, cowardly, stuck on stupid white guys, young black people, and other morons, like engrossed in nothingness. Meanwhile, we got real stuff going on. Real stuff going on. So we do this every election season. And what I'm saying is somebody got to start yanking people. And as I look around, I'm not seeing a lot of alternatives. And they say when the time is right, the right person will step up and it will be their time. And I'm stepping up and I'm saying the time is now. The time is now. So don't come to me with this, oh, we got to do this for the women. No, what you need to do for the women is to save their lives. And stop telling me the comedians are the most dangerous thing for LGBTQ. The most dangerous thing for LGBTQ are bullets, depression, and homelessness. Just like the most dangerous things for all the rest of us. For all the rest of us. And it's that who was in the bathroom, and it's that if Kamala's gonna get elected, and it's that about the toxic and the patriarchy. No, it's about will your children have more than you? Will your children be able to have the same standard of living or greater than yours or something much worse? That's the fundamental question. That's what you're put here for. I was listening to somebody on Instagram and they said, the craziest thing is, we're all put here, we look around, we look at these old pictures, we look at pictures from 1912. We look at pictures from 1920, and we see these people hustling and bustling around the street. You've seen these black and white like videos of old folks doing stuff, and they look like they got a lot going on. They got dreams and goals and stuff. They're running to work or they're running to the grocery store, whatever. And you see them, and it's like, wow, this is really nostalgic. That's amazing. That's how life was. Well, you know what? Those people are all gone now. Every 100 years, new people come here, and all the old people are gone. And basically, nobody else remembers anybody because it's one group comes at a time, and then another group comes in, and we start it all over again. And it's like, what are you going to do that's going to actually impact the kids coming? What are you going to do that's going to actually set them up right? So the next 20, the next 3 decades, the next 4 decades are good. That we have a springboard for the ones after us, for our grandkids. We got to be thinking 2, 3, 4 generations out. And we're not. So that's a whole lot, man. I know that was a lot. I take it back. Vote, go ahead and push for Kamala. Go ahead and push for a black woman. Push for Kamala so that you can be me, so that you can become us, so that we can become one, so we can become simpatico. And then we'll all be on the same page, and we could turn the page on the Democrats and the Republicans. Turn the page on both these parties and say, you know what? Time for something new. Time to go another direction, because that's really what time it is. And until you feel it, some of us got to feel it. Some of us got to feel it. Maybe you got to come home and the red bottoms got to be gone. Maybe you got it for you to realize you ain't got nothing with him. He don't love you. And that's the Democratic Party, because they don't love you. They don't care. And until they do that rejection clearly out loud, maybe you need to feel it. Maybe you need to feel it. And then we'll be done, right? Because I don't think we got 4 years to throw away on another, oh, well, I did something about student debt. Still, we got $1 trillion worth of outstanding debt. And then you realize that student debt, it's not money people are getting. They're getting money. Do you realize most people have paid off their student debt they're twice over because of the interest rates? They're just deleting something in a spreadsheet. And if it's $100 billion, that sounds like a whole lot of money. I used to think that was a lot of money too, until I realized there's $1 trillion worth of student debt outstanding that he ain't talking about. I don't know about you. I ain't do so great at math, but I know that 100 billion is nowhere near $1 trillion. And that's really what the price tag is on student debt. He's talking about 100 billion. We got people losing their minds and saying they want to name their kids after the guy. Go ahead and name your son Robinette if you want to. So that's it, man. That's really all I got. That's a lot. I said a lot. I meant it. It's from the heart. Please stop crying on social media about the Democrats don't want Kamala. Please stop crying about that. Stop making that a thing. But if you must be stubborn, if you must not listen, if you believe if you drank all the Kool-Aid, and I don't know who drinks Kool-Aid still, that shit'll kill you. But okay, if you feel like you got to drink that electric blue Kool-Aid, you got to drink the purple drink or whatever it is, fine. Recognize this. I'll see you when they shoot this down. And then after you finish mourning the loss of Kamala, right? I'll see you then. And we'll have a drink. I'll buy a bottle. We can sip on some I don't know. Maybe we'll just do a cup of coffee. How about that? We do a cup of coffee. And we'll just laugh about it. And we'll plot what's next for us. Now, what's next for the Democrats? What's next for the people? People over party. My name is Tim Black. We do this every day at 9:30, except for Saturdays. I spend some time with my family. Other than that, we live stream and we kill it. And we don't pull punches. We don't play games. I got one clip. We'll close with this. Joe Biden's press secretary, Corinne Jean-Pierre, whatever her name is. Sorry. KGP. She took a question about Kamala Harris being the chosen one. And here's what she said.
Yeah, sure.
One other broader question. The president, and I know you will remember this, back in 2020, referred to himself as a transition candidate. He also said back then that he would be a bridge to the next generation of Democratic leaders. Does he still believe that?
Yes, I mean, I think his statement stands. I mean, one of the reasons why he picked the vice president, President Kamala Harris, is because she is indeed the future of the party. And he's very proud to have partnered with her and continue to partner with her in delivering an unprecedented record for the American people. And I think he's going to continue certainly to do that. They're going to do that as partners. Like I said.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys need to hear? I can't imagine what it is. That was pretty clear. If Kamala Harris is the future of the party is garbage. It was already garbage. It just got garbager. They have learned nothing. They will not learn anything. They will not get better. All right, I'm Tim Black. Go to Join Tim Black. Become a member of this channel. Hit subscribe and turn on all your notifications. I love y'all. I want to say big ups. Big ups to my people for coming through. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. And I want to give a shout out to my man, M. Brazier, who sent out 5 TBTV memberships, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for supporting independent media, brother. I appreciate you. Or sister, because I don't know who that is. All right, Mom. Love you.